It's the 8th year of the Irish Film Festival London. It's a 5-day event. Now, the content is diverse and big hitters in the industry continue to come on board. Now, the website irishfilmlondon.com gives the full schedule of films, Q&As and much more. Meanwhile, I'm pleased to welcome once again Director Kelly O'Connor to tell us more. Kelly, great to speak to you once again.
Hi Jerry, lovely to talk to you again and thanks for having us on.
A real pleasure. Kelly, the 2018 programme is full. Everyone's taste varies. What you've suggested picks that you think our listeners might like. Can you tell us some more?
I have indeed, yes. So our opening night is very exciting. For anybody who remembers the Cleary's clock, may have waited for a loved one there over the years, whether they showed up or not. We have a lovely documentary all about this called Under the Clock, which opens our festival on Wednesday, the 21st of November at the Regent Street Cinema. So that's a night for the romantics.
Indeed.
So that's where we kick off. For people with a little bit more, for Halloween, for the day that's in it, we have the Little Stranger screening the following night, the 22nd, also at the Regent Street Cinema, which is based on the Sarah Waters book, The Little Stranger, which some of your readers may have read. So that's a thriller drama, so it's slightly darker in taste. Following on from that, then we have on the Saturday afternoon, we have a lovely family film called Grace and Goliath, which has been put together by the wonderful people at Cinemagic, who are a children's organisation. They run a film festival and they involve an awful lot of children in their actual filmmaking. So they have this beautiful film, which is a PG film, universal film for all the family. It's all about a little girl and her grandmother. It's absolutely beautiful. So that brings us up to Saturday afternoon. Following on from that, then we have a double bill that evening, which is a bit topical. So we've decided to look at the homelessness crisis that's going on in Ireland at the moment. There's a lovely documentary called Shelter Me Apollo House, which is directed by Zara Mufid, but is also produced by Jim Sheridan, who a lot of your listeners will know.
Yes.
And this follows that story, which happened about 2 years ago, I think, over Christmas, where a bunch of ne'er-do-wells, including Jim himself and Glenn Hansard and some other musicians, broke into and took over Apollo House, which is one of the NAMA buildings, and turned it into a homeless shelter over the Christmas period. And they were surprised and gratified by the reaction of the public. So that's on the Saturday night, which is the 24th of November. It's followed then by a drama on the same topic called Rosie, which has been written by Roddy Doyle, who obviously has been a little quiet over the last few years, but he was pushed back into the forefront by this topic, and he has written this absolutely fantastic film, directed by Paddy Bracknock, and it's called Rosie, so I reckon you guys should come along to that one. And then the final thing that I've sort of picked out for your listeners is a talk and selection of screenings which happens on Sunday the 25th of November, also at the Regent Street Cinema. And this is, again, topical. We are picking up on Brexit and the border issue. There's a fantastic film called Hard Border, which was recently put out on the Financial Times website, which starts out with a sort of a shout at Jacob Rees-Mogg for some of his comments about the border. And we take that as our launching point to discuss this particularly tricky subject matter with some of the filmmakers who've been involved in the festival. So that sort of gives you a little roundup of what I've selected for your readers.
You've got it. Whether it's romance, documentaries, or something from a political angle, you've certainly got it all covered in this.
We do.
Definitely. Now, your support of patrons have historically been impressive. Recently, a Hollywood A-lister has come on board, which is a tribute to your increasing influence. Can you tell us more, Kelly?
Indeed, we're very happy to have recently had Colin Farrell, the man himself, join us as a patron of the festival. As you say, we've been very lucky, and we've had Roz Hubbard and Lenny Abrams as our patrons for the last number of years. And Colin has very kindly agreed to lend his name to the festival and become our latest patron, which is very exciting news altogether.
Absolutely excellent. Now that's exciting stuff, I'll have to say. On a serious note, with the whole Me Too debate in the headlines, it's good to see that gives a strong female representation in the programme. How does the contribution of women feature?
Absolutely. For the second year in a row, actually, we're particularly proud of the inclusion of women in the festival programme. In particular, in our shorts programmes, we have a sort of 65 to 70% female directed and produced films. So it's fantastic to see that shift happening. There's a lot more confidence among Irish filmmakers. Particularly, you can see that in that younger generation coming through, that there's they feel that they're there ready to step up to the fore. So it heralds a really good shift, I think. So we'll be seeing some very positive things from them in the future.
Indeed, great to hear. Now, we're pleased to give a platform each year to your excellent work. Would you like to mention your sponsors who lend support?
Of course, yes, that'd be very kind. Thank you. So we're very generously supported by the Emigrant Support Programme, so they're our biggest shout out. We're also then supported by Screen Ireland, which is formerly the Irish Film Board, by Culture Ireland, the Irish Youth Foundation, the Irish Film Institute, the Ireland Funds of Great Britain, BFI, London Film Hub, and we have a number of sponsors then as well. Now, some of them are still coming on board, so I can't announce all of them just yet. But if you go to our website, have a look at our friends page, you will be able to see all of our sponsors there and give them a big shout out.
Excellent. Now, Kelly, where are the various venues where people can see the films, and how do they book?
So everything is on our website. So if you're looking for the central hub for all the information, if you go to irishfilmlondon.com. Most of our events take place at the Regent Street Cinema, which is just beside Oxford Circus, so you can't go wrong. We also then have an event at the Barbican, an event at the BFI, one at the Bertha Dockhouse screen at the Curzon in Bloomsbury, and we have one special event at the Union Members Club in Soho. So all that information, as I say, is on our website. Right,
now definitely encourage people to get out and choose from a rich menu of films. Now, just to recap, families are catered for on the Saturday afternoon with Grace and Goliath. And opening the festival is a romance about couples who meet, as you mentioned, under Cleary's Clock. A thriller and a great cast entitled The Little Stranger will have you gripped. Political issues are covered, as you mentioned, ranging from Ireland's homelessness crisis, Brexit in the context of the border, and there's an Irish language drama about 1916 and the Troubles. Do check out irishfilmlondon.com and follow the link on our website. Kelly, I must say the chat has been very insightful. Thank you very much indeed for joining me once again. I wish you success once again with the festival.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Thanks for having us on.